It has been a century since the dark alchemists drained the elemental guardians of their power, using it to crack open the clockwork core and unleash the Netherrealm. Four great heroes ventured deep beneath our world to defeat the Netherlord and seal the clockwork core using the heart of the dragon beast Ordrak. But now, the heart surges toward the edge of destruction. Ordrak's spirit pumps through the veins of Novostraya and infests the ember within. The power of the Netherrealm threatens the world once more. An ancient evil reborn, reinvented. Now it is up to you. Face the challenges ahead and defeat the Netherrealm. Will you choose fame, fortune, or the future of the frontier?
Hello everyone, this is Fighter9 for the Legend Gamers Network, providing some insight into one of the beloved intellectual properties, IPs, that I have spent quite some time on. Yes, along with some of my Steam friends, we crunched out over 100 hours or more in the Torchlight 2 series, and man, we had a blast doing it. So next I'll be getting into some of the details of the title Torchlight Frontiers, a 2019 release. So, Torchlight Frontiers, it's on its way, and yours truly has been invited to the beta. Well, it's open beta, so you all are, and I'll be sharing that link. Now, the Torchlight series is a bit more hack and slash in the action role-playing genre, somewhat like you'd see in the later Sacred series or the Dungeon Siege line of titles, right around Sacred 3 or Dungeon Siege 3. Now, isometric view and deep fantasy trappings are brought to life with vibrant colors. The series was originally presented by two important people, Eric Schaefer and Travis Baldry, and of course a bevy of others. Now, I singled these two guys out primarily due to their work on the co-founding of Diablo. You guys are familiar with that one, right? You heard of Diablo? No, never. Okay, well, a lot of what made that game great can be found in Torchlight. And within, you can find a truly standout series due to a lot of the updates that keep the genre refreshed. Now, one thing off the top I am discovering is that it doesn't appear to integrate well with Streamlabs OBS. So far, game capture isn't picking up the app, and for you streamers out there, you may have an idea what I mean. Sad face. It does have a great feel with the controller though. The characters' skills and movements are responsive. Graphically it's nice, it's standard, and I suspect at the time of release it'll have all the trappings that you need to update the graphics, bring them up to speed, ultra. Now, at this time of open beta, there are no graphical tweaks to fool with, so what's there is industry serviceable. The sounds are fitting and don't detract from the overall experience. Music is orchestrally familiar in a good fantasy way. Like previous games, I do appreciate the melanated characters. While I always look forward to more black developers, it doesn't hurt to be able to see black NPCs in a non-black developed title. Now, right at the start of the game, my pre-made characters were already pleasantly black. Cool. I hope with the full release we will see some respective hairstyles and not just an afro or a faux hawk. It's kind of been the standard these days. The mechanics kept me involved. I really enjoyed those. The creative approach to the classes set this one apart from all the other titles in the genre. The Railmaster is literally a rail yard engineer laying tracks down that allows a 3-bed gun train to follow. Sounds cool, right? I am amazed at the pathing of the rails at this stage. They follow the Railmaster in a near seamless fashion around the map. The class's main weapon, the sledgehammer, is right at home with me. You guys should know I like my damage blunt and across the enemy's skulls. Now, back to the train. The train is really cool. So you can upgrade it to carry like a cannon. Well, by default, it comes with the cannon, a little turret that you can upgrade for more damage and rapid fire. And then you can get a mortar, which is pretty awesome because it can, it lobs the attacks over onto the enemies. So if they're hiding behind walls, you can get that mortar to, it'll shoot on its own, but you can also trigger it to fire enemies you have targeted for a few seconds. Or, it has a cooldown to it. So I thought that was really neat. The Dusk Mage. The Dusk Mage was a fresh take on mages. Their class loadout consists of a magical glove on the right hand and a focus or fetish item in the left hand. What was unexpected is that the glove behaves like Green Lantern's ring. It projects a hand that swipes and slashes at enemies from a medium to short range of attack. Now, this thing really has a lot of potential, and I wrote the developers stating as such. Like with the idea that it's kind of like a Green Lantern, you could see it like projecting different weapon types. It could like project maybe a hammer or a blade, or even a Gatling gun. I mean, if you guys seen Green Hammer, I'm absolutely cribbing on Green Lantern on that one. And now the spells are pretty unique in the way that they're employed. The Dusk Mage uses light and dark spells, and the mana pool is divided, there's a bar around the mana pool that shows a division of light, basically light and dark. And as you use your light magic, it fills a meter on the dark side, and when that meter is full, if you switch over to dark magic, which you can do on the fly as you play, if you switch over to dark magic, the dark magic will attack with more damage. It'll do more damage on the output, as far as I understand it. The game, there aren't a whole lot of details explaining some of this, so this is just kind of what I inferred. You guys correct me when I'm wrong. Throw up the comment saying you a goddamn lie, and that's fine. We'll work it out in the end game, and vice versa. Okay, so if you're using dark magic, the light magic bar will raise up until it's full. Then if you switch over to light magic, the light magic will do more damage. Pretty sweet. The only problem I really have right now with the mage is that some of the spells seem to be really, some of the spells seemed, they didn't have any oomph to them. They weren't as visually appealing, and they just didn't impress me. They had no impact to them. I'd literally just be using the death orb. It's an orb somewhat similar to an orb you see in the Diablo, the wizard under Diablo. You shoot this orb across the screen. Now the cool thing with this orb is that it'll send out like magic missiles, like short range magic missiles out. They'll project from it as it's traveling across the screen and passing through enemies, causing massive damage. I like that. That's like really one of the only spells that I like to use in this game so far. As of speaking right now anyway, I've only got the character up to about level 12 or 13, so there's still maybe some more growth to it, but I really like the glove, and I really like that one spell with the mage. Now, another pretty cool convention to this game is the base building. Something new that they've added is the ability to build up your fort. You do get like a fort in here all your own. And another neat thing about that fort is that when you're playing a public or regular game, when you pass through certain areas, you can kind of see other people's fort. So you can take a look at what they've built. And likewise, when you generate a fort, your fort will be available for people to come take a look at and design. But as you can see here, I'm kind of picking up things, moving them around. There's already a pre-made layout, and you can mess around with it. See, I'm kind of moving some of the stuff around, picking up things and deleting them to try to clean up my little space. You can see I got my little very inviting gate system going on there. But yes, you can craft or different things in your fort. Also, there are of course stations you can make for generating wood and different crafting resources and weapons. In fact, there's a location in here that you'll be able to generate to create the relic weapons. Relic weapons are like passives that you can use to further augment your character, which is pretty neat. I like the idea of having yet one more degree of customization, one more degree of personalizing my gaming experience. So this is a welcome adaptation or welcome mechanic to the series, which this hasn't always been in the older ones. So I'm really liking that. Now there is another thing on here that does concern me just a little bit, just a tiny bit. There appears to be in-game money, or not in-game money, but the microtransaction money in here. It looks like there may be some items that you might be able to purchase in the form of microtransactions. I mean, this has always been a purely co-op experience with some. I think you could put in some mods or turn on some PvP style elements in it, but by default it was anywhere from a 2 to 6 player co-op dungeon crawl, hack and slash game, which is one of my absolute favorite co-op genre styles. So I am absolutely looking forward to this title to flesh out more. I'm hoping that the developers will tend to some of the abilities. I typically don't play mages, but this mage does make me want to play it a little bit more. I'll probably be running the Railmaster, and that's about it. Those are my thoughts for this video. Oh, one more thing, your pet is still in here, and your pet can still sell stuff at the town. All right, you guys, this is Fighter 9 saying until next time, game it good, and we'll see you around on that co-op trail.